Hello everyone. Today I'm going to explain 5 technical questions from the CCNA exam. Let's start with the first question. For the first question, it's asking us this. To reach this network segment, to reach 10.10.30.160, what is the subnet mask for this segment? This one is very simple. The subnet mask for 13.160 is 29, right? That's 29 bits. So if we convert this 29 into binary, it equals 248. Right? So the answer to this question is D. This one is basically a free point for us. All right, let's look at the next question. This one is also very simple. It's about writing routes. It's just that this time it's for an IPv6 link. This particular question is specifically asking us to meticulously configure 2 distinct routes on router 1, which is a crucial networking device. You need to configure 2 routes that meet the following conditions, which means you have to choose 2 answers, and it says for traffic going to this address to 2001 DB823. For this 64-bit address, it wants its next hop to go through 2. In other words, traffic destined for this network segment should go through device 2. This network segment includes these 3 devices, right? And then for traffic going to the next one, which is the host address 2001 DB823 114. Then the traffic will take this 323 route, so we just need to write 2 static routes. And then this one. Right, it goes through device 2. Oh, not this one, it's this BB. This B route goes through 3. This one, and then for this C route, it goes through 2. Right? Just write these 2 routes. The correct answers are B and C. That's the correct answer. Now let's look at question 3. Question 3 says, from this 2.1 device, from here at 2.1, going to 2.0, going to the 2.0 subnet, which means for traffic heading to this subnet, the goal is to make R2 the next hop. So the network engineer wants to update the configuration of 2.1, update R1's configuration so that its destination address. For the traffic from 2.1, the next hop should be 3. If I want to go to 2.1, then the next hop is 3. If I want to go to 1.2, that is, if I want to go to the entire 2.0 network, to the whole network, then I take this route, this 2.2 device. If I want to go to this host is 10.10.2.1. Then if I want to reach this host, the next hop is 2.3. So this means you write a route. There is already a route, right? It goes through 2, right? So we just need to write a floating static route. For the next hop, who do we use? We use 192.1168.1.4, right? And then we add an AD value of 100 at the end. All right, let's look at the correct answer. Choose D. Choose D. Okay, question 4. For question 4, it says this. The server and this one. That is this host. On the right is the server and this host. They are running an application between them, and a large amount of data is being transferred between the 2. So the engineer needs to set up a dedicated link between these 2 routers. Between them, configure this dedicated link, right? Which commands must be used to ensure that the traffic between this server and client A uses the new link. So what this question is actually testing is this. It's the principle of longest prefix match, which means that each of the 2 routers just needs to configure a precise route. Each one just needs to set a precise host route, that's all. So the answer is D, right? For example, if I'm going to on router 21 if I'm going to 10.10.13.0. For 13.10, this host address, right? I set a host address and that's it. Then on router 22, the configuration there, if I'm going to this host, which is 192.168.0.1, then that's it. It goes out through interface 1. And that's all there is to it. Let's look at the correct answer. It's also D. Choose D.
All right, question 5.
Question 5 asks, which route does the router use? To reach this, that is, to reach this network, which route does it match? Well, this is the longest prefix match, right? There's nothing much to say here. It's the longest prefix match, matching the 29-bit one. Choose B. All right, submit. If anyone wants to learn Cisco technology or get access to Cisco question banks, just send me a private message. You can also leave a comment below the video.